The moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. If you've been listening to this channel for a while, I've talked about digital and kind of the frustrations with why digital can't get out of its own way, or maybe better, why the publishers can't get out of their own way and actually embrace digital as an option. Now, a few of you have argued with me over the years, but a lot less in recent times. I think people are hearing me. I'm not looking to get rid of print comics. I love print comics. I prefer print comics. Print comics are, by and large, here to stay for at least a very long time. I mean, the thing that's going to ultimately eliminate print comics is a more societal change of, when paper, as a whole is gone, and everybody can afford a digital reader. They're handed out, by the government as some kind of social program, or who knows, when everybody has a device that can read but entertainment will be wholly different than what we currently see it as. That is not in the near future. Just full stop. But is it inevitable? Sure. A lot of things are inevitable, including, we're living on Mars and all kinds of crazy shit is going to happen in the future, but we're not there today. And I think it's relatively safe to say that the elimination of comics and paper is not likely to happen in our lifetime or your lifetime. I don't know. It all depends on how much Arby's you eat is if you're going to outlive that one. But digital is something that needs to be addressed because it is a medium in which people are reading comics, and not comicsology. That was always kind of a hacky solution to the entire thing. More things like Webtoon and Toppa and the Jump app and basically services that were doing it really, really well. And the really well wasn't things like hey, I'm able to read this comic on a tiny little mobile phone. It was the things around it. Like, this comic gets into my hands right away, and it's day and date with how other things are being done, and just kind of all the other pieces that went along with it. The convenience, the subscription, we're not going to try and charge you $4.99 for a digital comic that we know costs a lot less than a print comic. To basically the costs are sunk at that point. You don't have any of the print, so why are you doing this? And I mentioned in a video that the reason why a lot of the publishers went down this path kind of can be, boiled down into two things. Number one, a lack of imagination. Quite bluntly, a lack of business transformation and foresight into how things were moving. That's, comic books, a lot of the people in the management of comic books view it as, how do we keep everything exactly the same as it's always been and just leave it there? And anything that threatens that is doesn't apply to us. Just full stop, doesn't apply. The other reason is there's this idea that if we were to do that, if a publisher was able to go day and date and really start investing into digital, that the comic shops would revolt. And because comics were locked into the direct market, it would be dangerous. And that wasn't a irrational fear. A lot of comic shop owners were saying things like, if you ever do this, you're dead to us. We will make you pay until the end of time. And it's been an interesting argument. I would say that just going to a lot of retailer summits and retailer events and being in a lot of Facebook groups and other places, or Google Doc groups, anyway, places where there are a lot of retailers in the mix, I would say that it's about 30% of the retailers who are passionate or mildly passionate about this topic and don't like it, hate digital, and about 70% that honestly don't care, don't think it really affects them. And maybe of that group, a smaller amount of them actually view more distribution or more visibility of comics as a good thing. There's this crazy mentality in some retailers, including me, full disclosure, that, hey, if people find something they really like, digital, they enjoy it, they will want to buy it. They will want to, own it. They want to hold it in their hands, because there is this still perception that, this stuff is fleeting. It's why DVDs and Blu-ray discs and that stuff, there is still a market for it. It is sold. But what's interesting about that is what's sold is not the crappy shit. It's the stuff that is popular. So one of the funnier things for me was going into a Target and seeing that, Stranger Things, a show that started as streaming, was always intended to be streaming, didn't go to the movie theaters, anything else. They're selling the collection on Blu-ray, and it's selling. It's selling actually fairly well. Who in their right minds is doing that? I mean, think about it. I mean, if you watch that enough to want to see it, you're already a subscriber to Netflix. The cost to subscribe to Netflix is a lot cheaper than buying those discs. So why in the world are you having them? You can't believe that Netflix is going to somehow pull them one day and they'll disappear. I mean, certainly not one day soon. They own it. It's their series, and it's wildly popular. They're not just going to dump it. But people want to own the physical media because the things they love, they want to hold in their hands. That's normal human behavior. And again, that will change someday, but that'll be a day a long time from now. So anyway, I think there's plenty of evidence to suggest that if you get your digital stuff right, it's complementary to your business. It's not a threat. But, again, the U.S. publishers have resisted this, have fought this, and continue to do very weird things. It's like they're being drugged slowly into the 20th century with we'll do it almost day and date. Not quite, but 30 days day and date. But we're still going to charge. No, just this convoluted mess. And if the evisceration of comicsology and the absolute failure of a lot of these services is any indication, look, all the clues are there, including, by the way, Kickstarter and Indiegogo and Zoop and services like that are doing crowdfunding work and have a digital component and a physical component that they're selling as part of the packages. I mean, it's just like all the signs are there. People just have to recognize it, but they don't, because again, lack of foresight into the future, lack of business acumen, and also just this belief that the retailers are going to revolt on them. Here's a kind of just a question. What are the retailers going to do? Like, if you're Marvel and you're like, you know what, we're going to invest in digital, we're going to try to really kind of lay the foundation out. We're big, we need to do it, and this will also ultimately help the indies and everybody else. But we're gonna go all in and we're gonna make this work. What is a retailer gonna do? Oh, fuck you, Marvel! I'm not carrying your comics anymore. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. Yes, I know that some retailers have stopped selling new comics, but again, if they stop selling new comics, if you're Marvel, what do you care? Meaning, if you upset them with a digital strategy, they've already opted out. You're losing nothing. You think the people who are remaining with the new comics are like, all right, this is the final straw? No, there's still plenty of shops that do rely on that money, and you're Marvel. Now, look, if you were, Scout, yeah, I think you have a lot more risk that you piss off the retailers, they just don't order you anymore. But Marvel, DC, Image, you guys can do what you want. And nobody wants to say it out loud, but for all intents and purposes, the retailers have very little power over you. And when I say very little, I mean none. Again, they can stop carrying your new comics completely. More power to them if they decide to do that. But then they have to make their business work without that revenue. And if they can do it, good. Good for them. But it's not like it's not like oh my God, this one retailer down in Florida is really upset that we did this. I don't know, guys. We better back away from this digital thing. What a dumbass choice. I mean, seriously, that's one of the dumbest things ever. And to put a bullet on it, or to really underline why it's so dumb, Dateline, Viz Media. Viz Manga app aims to release same-day English translations of Japanese manga. Viz Media has a new app which is designed to bring English translations of Japanese media to print on day one. Basically, they discovered, hey, there's kind of more instant translation technology out there. We could get this stuff translated day and date with manga releases, and this will open up a localized world through digital. So that, why not do that? Seems like there's money there, and there is. It's smart. Why else do you want to do that? Well, it turns out it's a really good hedge against piracy. Viz Media has unveiled a new manga reading app aiming to bring English translations of Japanese comics to readers the same day as the originals are released in Japan, with the intent of growing their business and curbing online piracy of manga. Viz's existing Shonen Jump app subscription service, the new Viz manga subscription, contains 25,000 chapters of popular manga, with plans to expand even further. We hope that people gravitate toward a platform where the latest content is free which it is. You don't even have to have a subscription. You can see like the latest 2 to 4 chapters, I believe, for nothing, absolutely nothing. Never give them a dime and get the newest comics immediately. And now you can get the newest comics translated immediately the same day they are released in Japan. Says, but anyway, that the latest content is free and an affordable subscription, and it is super affordable. Allows access to a vast library of chapters. All the more so because users can trust an official platform. They know that the mangaka will get the proper recognition for their work. It's really just the first step, and we plan to expand in the future to make even more manga available to more people. So it's smart. It's smart because you've got a technology partner working with a localizer in Viz, working with the publishers in Japan with a couple goals. And the goal is gain visibility, grow the subscriber base, and basically make the service really easy to use with a lot of advantages to piracy. So when you look at piracy, you can certainly go in there and say, we're going to try and shut it down, or we're going to contact the host, or we're going to fight that battle. Clearly, that is a losing battle. It's 100% clear at this point that you can't win doing that. But what you can do is you can make your service, reasonable, and you can make the user experience so good that you don't. It's okay to pay some money. And this is the reality is the people who pirate, they don't do it generally because they're trying to save $2. They do it more often than not because it's more convenient to do it. This is the big kind of realization that I think the publishers need to get through their heads when it comes to places like Read Free Comics Online and other spots. You can type in within 10 seconds of using Google, you can basically, have the comic on your screen and read it. And that is far easier and far more effective than anything else. And the experience sucks. When you click on some of these pages, it gives full page ads, there's pop-ups, you get all kinds of nonsense. You have to have blockers on your browser. It's not good. It's not a good experience. The UI blows. It would be very easy to beat. And people will say, yeah, I'll pay $10 a month. Or, in Jump's case, what's $4 a month, right? Or $5. Anyway, people would pay $10 a month to have that service, and you would get an audience that you don't get today. It's not like, you will make less money. You will make more because you're going to pull in people who have abandoned your service. This is what Viz has been banking on, and their service is doing really well. So this attempt that they've done is working. It is a successful business strategy what they managed to pull off. So again, if you're Marvel or DC, at some point you're like, why in the holy hell are you not copying this? Because it's at this point you don't even have to be creative. Just copy what somebody else is doing. They've figured it out. So, anyway, this is a big moment actually for Viz to be offering day and date, same day translations. It's going to help open up a bunch of international business and get people more exposure to this content. And overall, it's a strong move. It does, again, shine the light on why in the hell are the much larger, better funded publishers like Marvel, like DC, like Image, not doing similar things. It's bizarre. Viz is becoming quite powerful, but you're telling me that the technology department at the Walt Disney Company or Warner, is not able to do this? Of course they're able to do this. It's not that hard. Hell, I've got questions why a lot of the indie creators who are using Indiegogo and crowdfunding, where's your platform? It's not that hard to make a storefront and a subscription, or where is it? Like, I think you could go on Fiverr and pay somebody a couple $1,000s. I mean, for anyone who's made, hundreds of thousands of dollars off crowdfunding, if you have, where the hell is your platform? You realize that would help you, right? Anyway, whatever. Be that as it may. Here you go. But hey, it's a good move from Viz. It again brings up the question of what is going on from a digital strategy. You have to have one. Even if you hate digital, you can't just stick your head in the sand and pretend that you don't need one just because you don't like it. Anyway, what do you think? You're interested in Viz? I'm telling you, you may be listening to this and may not know us. Go search the Viz manga app in your app store and download it. It's free, and I'm serious. You get the newest chapters are just made available for free. What you have to pay a subscription for is if you want to go get into the back catalog. It's shocking how much good content is there. Go check it out. Thanks for listening.